Hola, buen día. Hoy tenemos aquí a nada menos que a toda lo que llamábamos en los años 80, una screen queen, ¿no? Una gran reina del cine fantástico y de terror. The person who make a film is a myth in Sitges. It's a reanimator, Stuart Gordon, a film directed by Stuart Gordon, produced by Charles Van and Brian Juthner, and was an incredible hit in Sitges. Was the winner of the festival in 1985. And Barbara is the great actress of the film and another more films in the genre. Thank you and congratulations for your career.
Thank you so much.
Because from Beyond, I love this film also. And today is here to talk about his career. We have a very emotional ceremony today of the Time Machine Award for Barbara, or the Time Machine Award, that is a award for all a career inside the genre. Okay, and talking about the film Beyond the Gates, we have the director, we have the actress, and talk about cinema, fantastic cinema, horror cinema is the best thing in the world. Welcome to Sitges, and gracias a vosotros por esta mañana tan de domingo, pero bueno, merece la pena por Bárbara. Un fuerte aplauso para ellos también. Ok. ¿Empiezan ellos o empezáis vosotros?
Hola, Cris Altó, aquí de la cadena SER. M'agradaria saber, preguntar-li a Jason Stewart per què va triar a la Barbara Crampton i a la Barbara Crampton que expliqui per què va dir que sí i una mica que ens expliqui també els seus records al llarg de grans títols com per exemple Reanimator.
Good morning. I'm a journalist from Cadena SER. It's a radio station. First, I would like to ask the director, why did you choose Barbara Crampton for this role? And a second question, this one for Barbara Crampton, why did you accept this role? And if you could please explain a little bit about your career or your feelings about your career from Reanimator, for example.
Basically, I picked Barbara because she was the perfect connection between the sort of like more modern independent cinema in the 80s supernatural world that I'd grown up watching on VHS. And, you know, I couldn't think of a better fit for, you know, a connection between the two. So that's why she got it. And also she was a producer on it, so that had something to do with it.
Right. Well, I've known Jackson Stewart for a number of years. He was actually an intern for Stuart Gordon, and I met him at a showing of the Reanimator musical, which was produced in Los Angeles. It's a stage play, very funny, and with the same exact story as the original movie. And Jackson had been working on a TV show called Supernatural, and he had been doing some short films, and I saw some of them and I thought they were wonderful, and he asked me to be in one, and I thought he just did a great job, and we became friends. And as it seems it seems like a big world, but it's really a small world, genre cinema, and a lot of people know one another. And because he was my friend, I wanted to help him, and he gave me the script for Beyond the Gates, and I read it, and I thought it was just terrific. Mostly because in genre cinema we have a lot of screams and blood and fantastic things happening. Am I talking too fast?
It's okay.
But what's really, for me, the most important thing about any movie, any story, whether it be genre or anything else, is that at its core it has to have a foundation in good characters and the character's journey and what the people, want out of their journey in the movie. And the story of our three heroes, Graham Skipper and Bria Grant, who's here, and Chase Williamson, was just an extraordinary story. And that, for me, made me want to be a part of the movie. I thought it was a terrific script, and Jackson gathered a lot of people behind and in front of the camera that I thought were extraordinary. So I accepted and said, I want to help you. And also, he grew up under the tutelage of Stuart Gordon. So, I mean, I know he's going to be very successful, and I'm very proud and happy to have worked on his first feature.
Thank you.
Bueno, la resposta de la primera pregunta, el director ha comentat perquè la vaig escollir perquè crec que era la persona perfecta per la connexió amb la que la relacionem, la connexió del cinema dels anys 80, que conjuga lo modern amb lo supernatural. Crec que no podia haver una millor actriu per fer aquest personatge. I la resposta de la Bàrbara, conec el Jackson des de fa uns anys, el vaig conèixer al musical Reanimator que s'estava fent a Los Angeles, i a part d'això ell també havia estat treballant en un programa de televisió, Supernatural, i em va demanar si volia estar en un dels programes. I des de llavors som amics. I ja que el cinema és un món petit, coneixes gent i et fas amics, i quan me'n va donar el guió d'aquesta pel·lícula, Beyond the Gates, me'n va encantar, senzillament. Jo crec que l'important d'una pel·lícula no és només els efectes especials, una pel·lícula d'aquestes característiques, sinó que l'important també és el fons dels personatges. I crec que els tres personatges principals en aquesta pel·lícula, més la història tan extraordinària que crec que és, em van fer acceptar aquest paper. Gràcies.
Hello.
A Barbara Crampton també ha sigut segurament de les actrius que millor ha cridat de la història del cinema. Quin és una mica el truc per cridar? I també tornant a això, en aquell moment daurat també de Reanimator, com ha canviat també el cinema de gènere des de Reanimator, de quan es feia, fins a l'actualitat?
Question for Barbara. I think you are the best, the actress who has shouted the best in the best way. Is there a trick for that? That is question one. And question two, how has the cinema, the genre, how has it changed, or how has it developed from Reanimator to nowadays?
Well, that's a big question. We might need all day to discuss that. But I'd say in short, that thank you for saying that I'm a good shouter. I appreciate that. And I think lately we've seen more women have more powerful roles in cinema and in genre cinema in particular. So that not every woman has been running and screaming for her life, but she's also the one that says, come with me if you want to live. So I do appreciate that advance. And I think it's, in one sense, it's very easy to make a movie these days. It doesn't seem as fantastical as it used to be many years ago. So many people are able to actually make movies and tell stories today with digital and just the advance of, so many technical aspects of filmmaking. So that's wonderful. And there's many more film festivals available for people to show their work. Sitges in particular has really paved the way for a lot of other film festivals. 50 years ago, there weren't that many. And today we have probably a film festival every week somewhere in the world. So I appreciate appreciate that the attention that you here give to genre cinema and to all the other film festivals that are in the world today.
Bueno, la segona és una gran pregunta. Podríem estar tot el dia per contestar-la. Gràcies per dir-me que sóc l'actriu o una bona cridadora, que crido bastant bé. De totes maneres, crec que últimament al cinema tenim la possibilitat de veure més personatges femenins que són bastant potents. I jo crec que el cridar és una manera no només de sobreviure, sinó de dir vine amb mi si vols viure. En quant al desenvolupament del cinema d'aquest gènere, he de dir que ara és més fàcil fer pel·lícules que fa uns anys per diverses raons, perquè estem a l'era digital, per la millora dels aspectes més tècnics. Hi ha més festivals on la gent pot venir i mostrar les seves obres, la seva feina, i sobretot a Sitges se l'ha d'agrair perquè ja des de fa 50 anys recolza aquest gènere. Potser ara, fa 50 anys no, però potser ara hi ha un festival cada setmana. I jo crec que per això s'ha d'agrair a aquest festival que hagi estat donant suport durant tant de temps al cinema d'aquest gènere.
Hola, buenos días. Vi la película ayer, me gustó mucho, me divertí mucho y la verdad es que me pareció muy ochentera. Yo no sé si es que yo todo lo que veo ya me parece ochentero o si era esa su intención. Y para los tres un poco, ¿a qué creen que es debido que hoy día haya todo ese revival de los 80 y que cada vez se hagan más películas como las de hace unas cuantas décadas?
First of all, I have to say that I saw the film yesterday. I enjoyed it so much, and it reminded me of the 80s cinema or the 80s films. And the question is for the three of you. Why do you think that there's such a revival of the 80s cinema nowadays?
I think a lot of it has to do with maybe some of the negative reaction to found footage and some of the lower budget stuff of recent years. And I think there's a lot of we all have like a special place in our heart for these movies we grew up watching that were on VHS and DVD and what have you. And I think we kind of keep going back to that period to try to recapture something that's not as present in big studio movies these days. And there's something very special about that period because they were still doing everything practically on an effects level, and they were really able to go into some wild places that I think it's just not as prevalent these days. Kind of like Barbara was saying, there's a lot less kind of fantastical stuff that's out there now. So that's my answer.
And the filmmakers right now are all people who were coming up, they were kids in the 80s. So I think there's just a certain amount of nostalgia for it. You see, I was out and looking at one of the booths out there, and they're selling like Gremlins things and things that I remember from my childhood, and I want them all, because it reminds me of when I was a kid and things were happy and everything seemed so maybe there were gremlins out there. Yeah. I don't know. And so I think that we kind of all sort of harken back to this time where we were kids and everything was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think it's generational. And like Jackson was telling me in the elevator, that he saw Reanimator when he was 14 years old. And so now he's 30-something, and he is at an age where now he's making movies. So Woody Allen in Midnight in Paris said the golden age is now, right? But for a lot of these filmmakers who are now at an age when they're making movies, they do hark back, as Bria was saying, to the films that inspired them when they were growing up. So I feel like that's where we are now in genre cinema. A lot of these younger filmmakers who are making movies are just, they just felt that these films are so beloved to them from the 80s. And also in the 80s, mostly we had practical effects, and we veered away from that for a decade or so, and now it seems like people are embracing that a little bit more, and kind of going back to a time when we had real creatures and real monsters, and they were in the room with us.
Bueno, potser aquest revival... Perdó, en castellano o en català? Da igual. Crec que aquest renaixement, diguem, aquesta tornada a les pel·lícules dels 80, bueno, és degut a diversos motius. Una d'elles també és, per exemple, les restriccions de pressupost que tenim. La veritat és que a mi m'encanten totes aquestes pel·lícules que jo vaig veure de jove, i crec que el que volem fer és, al tornar a aquestes pel·lícules, és capturar una altra vegada el que no és tan present, el que no és tan actual. Crec que ara mateix estan fent pel·lícules amb efectes especials, a un nivell d'efectes especials molt bo, però volem tornar a aquests llocs fantàstics, salvatges de vegades, que el cinema actual no ens dona. En quant a la segona resposta, els directors d'ara eren els nens dels anys 80, i potser aquest revival d'aquest cinema és perquè volen recordar el que veien a la seva infància, la seva infantesa, i això crec que m'agrada molt. La Bàrbara ha comentat, jo crec que és una qüestió generacional, com ja han comentat. El Jack em deia a l'ascensor que va veure Reanimator quan tenia 14 anys només, i ara té uns 30 i pico. Així que, bueno, l'altre dia sentia a Woody Allen que deia que l'edat daurada del cinema és ara. I com deia, per a aquests directors joves ara, és com tornar a les pel·lícules que els van inspirar, i per això retornen a aquestes pel·lícules dels anys 80. Llavors els efectes eren pràctics, o es feien d'una altra manera, i a les persones i al públic li agradaven. Així que és com tornar a aquelles criatures que eren reals i que estaven a la nostra habitació amb nosaltres.
¿Más preguntas? Sí, estás fuerte esta mañana.
Bueno, si alguien más anima. No, a Bàrbara també, si nos puede comentar un poco de tots els papers de la seva carrera, no sé si n'hi hauria algun amb quin es quedaria, i també l'ambient dels rodatges que es viuen, com són aquests rodatges, si realment això, en quin s'ho ha passat millor i en quin ha passat més por. Ha passat mai por en algun rodatge realment o no?
It's a question for Barbara. Could you tell us, from out of all your roles and your characters in your career, which one is your favorite one? Which one do you prefer, and why? And the second question is, when shooting, have you ever felt fear?
You know, when you're doing a movie, I think you fall in love with every character. So it's hard for me to say, oh, I prefer this character over another one. I will say that in From Beyond, I was able to go through so many different emotions in the span of one film. So for me, that was really exciting. So perhaps I would say that was the most full role that I think I've had in a movie. But I love all the characters that I've had the privilege and opportunity to play. And as far as when you are acting in a movie and, you know, going through the emotions, your body doesn't really know that you're pretending. So if you can put yourself in the situation that your character is in deeply enough, I've definitely been very shaken up in a lot of the movies that I worked on, and you definitely feel the effects of that in your body. So, yeah, I've been very afraid.
En quant a la primera pregunta, crec que és molt difícil escollir només un personatge perquè de tots els que he fet, tots m'he enamorat de tots ells. Potser escolliria el de From Beyond perquè és el que expressava més emocions i potser va ser el més emocional perquè era un personatge molt complet. Però he de dir que la veritat m'han encantat tots els papers que he fet. En quant a sentir por, sempre que estàs actuant i estàs passant per diverses emocions, de vegades, normalment el teu cos no és conscient de que estàs actuant i, per tant, sent els efectes d'aquestes emocions. Per tant, sí, he passat por de vegades rodant.
Bueno, pues si no hay más preguntas, lo dejen aquí. Recordeu que ja tenim la pel·lícula Beyond the Gates, que és una de les, jo crec, més divertides i millors pel·lícules del festival. Thank you for coming. Congratulations for the film. Congratulations, Barbara, for your career. And see you this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.